Helldivers, today we're going to be ranking all the primary shotguns. Arrowhead has released a statement saying they're going to be focusing on balancing things around more fun. So this tier list is basically going to be a reference point so we can see if they actually make good changes or bad changes. If you like Helldivers 2 and German Shepherds, hit that like and subscribe button and let's get into the video. She's getting too big for my lap. She can't be sitting there the entire video, unfortunately. Now, when we're using shotguns, don't tell me that you all aren't picturing this scene from Starship Troopers. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Now, when we're talking about shotguns, they all have really good damage. They can all take out chargers when their armor pieces are ripped off, and they destroy the backup hulks really quick. Shotguns overall as a category are probably in the best state out of all the primary weapons. Alright, first shotgun we're going to talk about is the Breaker Spray and Pray. This thing's a pretty good chaff clear. The only issue with it is the bullet spread, so to get that full damage you have to hit all the pellets. It's fully automatic, the ammo economy is pretty good, but it really doesn't punch above its weight and it doesn't have any stagger potential unfortunately. But overall, not a bad shotgun. I'm going to put it in B tier. Now, when I'm putting these weapons in their individual categories, the order does matter from left to right, so left being the more favorable and then right obviously lower on the list. Now, let's talk about a shotgun that just got the short end of the stick with the latest patch, and that would be the Breaker Incendiary. This thing was an S tier pick for the bugs just because they clump up and they're always coming at you. Bots, they stay more at a range. This was an okay pick. It was decent. I'd say it's decent. But the problem with it was the ammo economy, and they only just made that worse. So this is unfortunately going to drop it down to probably, I put it in B tier, a little bit higher than the Spray and Pray just because of that fire damage. So you do get a little more leniency with the range because all you got to do is set them on fire to start that tick damage. But yeah, still a decent pick, but man, that ammo economy nerf with this gun really does hurt it. Alright, let's take a break from the semi-automatic to auto shotguns and let's move to the new kid on the block, the Cookout. This thing does great stagger damage, it lights them on fire, the damage if you hit all the pellets is really high. The only issue with this gun is it just inherently being a shotgun, so you have to use it at close range to get the most potential out of it. But with that fire damage, you do get more range because again, you only have to let them on fire and then that tick damage starts up. So really solid pick. This is a really good gun, especially versus the bugs because they just light on fire a lot easier. Easy A tier. Quick aside, do you guys like when you've gotten older, do you just feel like you're turning into a fucking cartoon character where all your clothes just end up being black or whatever color you pick and it's just all about comfort? I'm feeling a lot like that now that I'm, doing a lot more videos. Let's move on to the old king of primaries, just the standard Breaker. This thing had great ammo economy and just shredded everything. It is sadly a shadow of its former self. It does a lot of damage still, it doesn't stagger, and the ammo economy is pretty bad. Now, if you treat this thing with a little more trigger discipline, so semi-automatic, I would not use this in automatic mode. It does still perform, it's completely viable, it's just sad and I have to put it in B tier. Let's talk about the Punisher now. This thing is just your tried and true freaking pump action shotgun. This thing is a workhorse. 405 damage. So good if you can hit all the pellets. You got to be close range with it. It does great stagger. This thing will perform for you. Now, of course, yes, you have to be close range. So against the bots, it's a little more iffy, but still, it puts them down. I'm going to slide this one into A tier. It's going to be behind the Cookout only because the Cookout does have that fire damage. So it does give it a little bit more range just through the fire damage and the fire ticks. But still, this is a very solid pick. This gun's awesome. This was like my go-to once I, first started playing the game and, you got done using the Liberator. I was just using this thing and this thing shreds. You kind of feel like John Wick with it. You're loading it and all of the animations with it. All these pump action shotguns. Really cool, really good gun. Easy A tier. Easy, easy, easy. Now, if the Breaker was the former Fallen King, now we're talking about the Slugger. This is the return of the King. In the latest patch, they gave it back its, stagger damage, and that literally makes all the difference with this shotgun. Now, you get 250 damage, and it's just in it's in a slug, so there's no pellets, there's no spread with it. It's just that raw damage every time you make contact with it. Medium penetration, this thing shreds those freaking Royal Guards, bile spewers, just amazing. And Devastators, this thing just puts them down. And even if you don't get, you know, those headshots or those criticals or whatever, the stagger will just keep them frozen so you can land those shots. I can't say enough about this slugger. I mean, hell, when this thing was first released, there was a period in time where this thing was basically a sniper for us. It was, you know, across the map, you were taking out spore spewers, and it was just nuts. This slugger is so good. Now, it's not as good as back then. Back then, that was busted. That was completely broken. It did deserve that nerf that I got then, but now they returned it back to form. This is an easy S tier. This is my go-to pick for shotguns now. It is just so good. So yeah, that's my tier list. That's all my shotguns. We'll see what Arrowhead does with balance to see if they fix a few of these things. You know, what would I like to see out of these? Well, some of the shotguns like the Breaker Incendiary and the regular Breaker, I would love to see their ammo economy fixed. That really guts those guns that, you shoot them a lot. You know, they're automatic, they're semi-automatic. You go through a lot of rounds. And the bullet spread, yeah, it just lends that kind of style. But like, unfortunately, like the Breaker Incendiary, 4 clips, that sucks. It doesn't feel good. They completely neutered that gun for like what it used to be. It's still solid, but those are some things I'd like to see them change. But as you can see, shotguns overall are in a great spot. There's not really a super weak one, and even the weakest one, it's better than a lot of other weapons. So let me know what you guys think. Well, you know, where would you rank all these? Have you tried the slugger out? You know, since it's come back, it's so good. I can't talk enough about the slugger. Also, bonus, you know, we do have a new category of weapons, the special weapon category. Now, there's only one weapon in it, and that's the flamethrower. I'm putting this thing at the low end of C tier. It is borderline bad, but like still viable and decent. It needs some help, but it's not like dog shit. So there's a little bonus for you guys at the end. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. I don't know what weapon category I'm going to cover next, but I thought this one was just appropriate given, you know, the update and, you know, what we got in the war bond. So until next time, peace. Also, we're at like 900 subs, so if you could do your boy a solid, that'd be cool. Anywho.